every year between 2016 and 2021, resulting in a 2% total decline. 5:17 now, 79 degrees. We are under a storm tracking alert yet again today. Let's get all the details now from Storm Center 7 meteorologist Kirstie Zontini.
Good morning. That's right. We are dealing with active weather this morning, and we still have the potential for some severe weather as well. Now, most of the thunderstorms we tracked yesterday and today stayed below that severe criteria. But if we do see these storms strengthen a bit more, especially into the afternoon hours today, damaging winds will be our main threat, and severe thunderstorm winds would be over 58 miles per hour. We had a couple isolated severe thunderstorm warnings yesterday. We've already had several flooding alerts between flash flood warnings, flood advisories, and a flash flood watch. That is also going to be a big impact to us as we head through the rest of our day today. Now, in terms of what we can expect, looking live outside this morning in Xenia, you can see just how wet those roads are. So we are dealing with rounds of storms this morning, a very mild and muggy start as well. Satellite and radar showing here's that first round of morning storms. A little bit of activity here in central Indiana. That is likely going to clip the northern Miami Valley as we get a little closer to 8 o'clock. Zooming in on Live Doppler 7 radar, you can see the storms. There's not a whole lot. A lot more of our cities are staying dry right now. Greenville, Salina, Wapakoneta all catching a break from the rain. But we've got an isolated storm just north of downtown Troy right now. Tremont City, Springfield seeing some heavy rainfall. And we have heavy rain that just moved past Urbana. And you can see starting to drift south of Xenia, but back into Jamestown. A little bit more of that wet weather. Now it is the chance for that heavy rain. It means a flood advisory was just issued. That's going to continue until 8 a.m. for Clark County and then that northern sliver of Greene County. And that just means the potential for flooding is there, especially if you live near creeks, streams, kind of watching the roads as well. Everybody's under a flood watch, which means the conditions are favorable for flooding. So again, seeing things like a flood advisory or a flash flood warning, that's what we'll have to track into the rest of our day. Futurecast doing a pretty decent job picking up on a couple of those passing morning thunderstorms. So I mentioned that second batch comes in late morning, but some cities will still see dry weather. It's not going to rain every hour of the day today in your city. You can see Dayton catches a little bit of sunshine late morning, and then as we heat up again, very similar to yesterday, we start to see some thunderstorms redeveloping for the afternoon hours, and then kind of tapering down once we head into the evening. So it does look like at least tonight will end up being a dry night, and we should stay dry as we head into the morning tomorrow. Severe threat for us, again, damaging winds if they do become severe. Excuse me, and outside of that, we do have a heat advisory for the southern Miami Valley, where we will be the warmest today, and that's also where we won't have as much thunderstorm activity. So heat index, even if we do stay in the upper 80s, is still going to feel like the upper 90s or 100 degrees today. So even though we don't have the advisory, it's still going to be that dangerous combination of heat and humidity. Tonight we drop to 71. We'll have a few thunderstorms around, I think, in the early part of the evening, but then we do catch a little bit of dry time overnight, and then we should stay dry for a good chunk of the day tomorrow before storms start to redevelop for our Thursday night. So our 7-day forecast will still have thunderstorms Friday. We dry out Friday evening, and then we do get to stay quiet with low humidity, lower temperatures over the weekend. So a nice pattern shift here as we head for Saturday and Sunday. Let's check in with Sergeant Mark now. He's been keeping an eye on the thunderstorms and the wet driving conditions. Good morning, Sarge.
Good morning to you, Kirstie. Well, I feel like I need to get up on my soapbox a little bit. Between yesterday and the morning and afternoon drive, we had an awful lot of accident activity. People driving too fast for the driving conditions. They were hydroplaning. People were winding up in ditches. They were winding up in the median. And it was just one of those situations, folks going a little bit too fast for these conditions. Now, we've got the same conditions this morning, so hopefully we learned a little bit better driving situation between yesterday and today, because we've already started out with 2 accidents the 1000 block of Shiloh Springs in Trotwood, that's near the old Hera Arena. And then we've got a crash in Dayton at Wayne and Medford. Now, looking at the freeway, I mentioned the wet conditions. It's not wet here. This is Route 35 at Woodman Drive, but many areas this morning we are dealing with those wet conditions, so definitely want to take it easy out there, give yourself some extra time. I'm Sergeant Mark Bauer in WHIO Team Traffic.
Sergeant, good advice. Thank you. 522 now, 79 degrees. Hotels across the country are struggling to find workers. How understaffed hotels could impact your summer vacation. Data shows the majority of tech startups are run by a particular demographic. What business leaders want lawmakers to do to change this?